Hello, this is The Way of Fairness. My name is Stephen Childs. Does anybody want any help? I do. Um, we all can see clearly, I hope, that as a species, we're in trouble. We're headed for terrible disasters. And some of you are in religions that attribute this to the will of God. I'll just leave it at that. And there's the conversation goes like this with the people of faith. They will talk to the secular or the atheists, and the atheists will bring up the absurdity of all the wars over religions. How can all of these religions be true? Can God make a rock so heavy that he can't pick it up? If God has all power, then how can that explain this? And they say, well, we don't have to. They will say, prove that my God doesn't exist. And the atheist might say, prove that it does. And they say, we don't have to have proof, we have faith. And so I decided to use the idea of faith-based atheism. So I have faith that their God doesn't exist. Maybe the God in the other religion does, but theirs doesn't. See, it's crazy. So what is this God business about? Something had to make us. Something had to cause reality. Something had to make reality, create it. And that's God. It's agreeable that something causes something else, cause and effect. Something caused reality. We didn't cause reality, something caused us to be. And so the chain of events goes back to the first cause. And that's God. That's the first cause argument. We can agree that there's a first cause, possibly. It's logic. It's kind of along the lines of, can God make a rock so big that he can't pick it up? If there is a first cause, does it have to have all power and all knowledge? Can it be without mind? And why can't it? So I have faith that that's the case. It's without mind. And I look for evidence, but I have faith that that's true. And so that counteracts the faith business of the believer. Why is their faith better than my faith? You know, whose dog's bigger? Who's got the most power? Who's the boss? How do we resolve this? So, I was talking with a friend. He said, "Don't make a big deal of it." I told him I can't believe the Mormon Church anymore that I grew up in. And he said, "Well, it's like a horse race. Just pick a team to be on to win." And it's like, that's what it's about. So it's not necessarily that the people believe it. It's just what they do. Something keeps them there. Fear keeps them there. Fear of the devil, fear of God. Well, I've made a decision to not give in an inch to fear. I'm not going to be ruled by fear. I'm ruled by faith. And what do I have faith in as an atheist? I have faith that there are beings in the universe that are much more powerful than humans. And I have personal evidence that they're real. And so the believers in God and myself, we both agree that there's something out there that's bigger than us that will help us, that can intervene in our lives. And there's evidence of collective intention. I was watching New Thinking Aloud last night, and they're talking about collective intention. So when a group of people get together and they try to make something actually change, like the pH level in a container, I don't remember the exact story with that, but there's an effect. We have an effect on reality with our intention. And there seems to be more power in a group. And this woman started out as a journalism, so she talked about having the place bugged. You're bugging me. Are you bugging me? Is it there like a recording microphone here? Am I bugged? Is my place bugged? Do I bug you? Have I bugged you? Do you see what I mean? I'm throwing out all these double meanings. The reason I'm doing that is to trip up your mind for a second, and you're required to go to something secure to help you because we're in danger from the others. The others want to kill us because their religion tells them to, for one thing, and also their politics tells them to kill the enemy. And our enemy's out there trying to get us. We must like to suffer. Or we can't think our way through this. We can't figure our way out of this box. We can't think outside of the box. The World Fairness Agreement is a way to solve all this problem. And it really can. All we have to do is implement it. Agree to do it. So, some people say there's no such thing as evil or good. There's just energy. There's not good or evil. Well, there's unfair to you. There's unfair to them. The person that said that, there's that which is unfair to him or her. And something could be very unfair to that person. An enemy might want to kill or harm them or torture them because of a war. And so their beliefs that there's nobody that wants to hurt them, they can believe that all they want, but it's not true. They're in denial of reality. So I realized for me that what good and evil is about is fair and unfair. When something is malicious, evil, it wants to hurt you, it's unfair to you, it's exploiting you, it's cruel to you. Sounds like that person I met. No, I'm just making a joke. So with humans, there are people that are helping you and people that are hurting you. And it's about getting on the team that has the most power to protect you from the other teams that want to kill you or put you under their thumb. They want to have control over you. They want to win. And so we want to be on the winning team, the winning side. So I was told by a person to join the winning side. And this was at an AA meeting. And the winning side is people that lose to win. And so that is a concept, that's a worldwide concept. Surrender to the winning side and join the winning side. So what is it? What is the winning side? So I think that it's truth. It's actual truth. I don't think anybody knows what the actual truth is. But the truth doesn't go away. You know, it's what persists. It's what's going to happen to you tomorrow and the next day and next year and 10 years from now. It's going to be the truth. So that's absolute. It's not up for argument. What is going to happen is the truth. So I have a different way of defining the truth. Truth is what is, rather than what is not. What is false is when somebody says something is true, but it's not true. So religions can say things that are true or not true. And sometimes people lie to get ahead. So they could all say we believe in the snowman, but they really don't. But it's just, don't ever offend our snowman or we'll kill you. You know, it's like, that's the absurdity of where we're at today in the world of humans. Okay, the World Fairness Agreement explains how this is like radical forgiveness. We don't care what you did in the past or who you did it to or how many you did it to. We don't care. Even the victims of the ones that got it done to them, they agree with the logic in the World Fairness Agreement because it's going to stop others from doing you wrong. That's what we're about. We want to stop everyone from doing you wrong. So humans have the idea of what's fair and what's unfair. It's subjective. It's absolutely subjective. And by agreement, we get together and we say, well, it's not fair for somebody to steal our money. We all agree on that. That's how morality happens. From our concept that's innate, it's within us, of what is unfair. Look at a child, a young child. Somebody steals the child's cookie, takes it out of their hand. They're furious. They're hurt. It's instinct. We have to fight for our survival. We have to fight back. So the people in religion have this big snowman or this all-powerful, that, where is it? But it's what protects them. And so what you know is when you give a problem to your God, and this is where I agree with the people that believe in God. It's just, the difference is, what do we think caused reality? Did it have a mind or not? I don't think it did. And believers in God think that it has a mind, and it's all powerful mind, and it knows everything. It knows what you're thinking. It knows what you did yesterday, and it knows what you're going to do in 10 years. Or something. Anyway, we just have faith that it's there, something out there that has more power than everybody else, and it's gonna rescue us. It's gonna stop other people from harming us. It's gonna stop other people from taking all our money. So I agree with that. There's something out there that's gonna stop all this unfairness. So the World Fairness Agreement explains like that something out there is us by agreement. You know, they say God doesn't help those who can help themselves. This is what I'm talking about. If there's a God with all knowledge that created everything, this God wants his kids to learn how to take care of themselves without God rescuing them from every single thing. That's what the way the World Fairness Agreement is. It's the way that we can do it ourselves. And you don't have to stop your belief in God, but you do have to stop beliefs in God that's not fair to others. I mean, think about this. Everybody's God's kids. Are you going to tell me that some other person is not God's kids? They're not created by God? Come on. God doesn't love them, he only loves you? That's absurd. So let's start with the agreement that this God loves everybody the same. He's fair. He's a fair God. The unfair gods, we don't want them. Fire them. Just fire them. They might get mad and try to stop you. They do. It's really weird. It works through the group. I'm fighting a battle with, it's kind of fun. This morning as I was waking up, my higher power told me this one word. She said, joyful. So I focus on being joyful. And it works. So I'm having fun with making the video and explaining this hellish stuff. But I'm going to have fun doing it anyway. So one of the points I keep making is it doesn't make any difference to our creating a better future whether there is a creator with all knowledge, all power, or not. It doesn't make any difference whether there's a God or whether there's not a God. Is what makes a difference is if we can agree to stop doing each other wrong. And we know what that is subjectively. It's not like we don't have to have this written in a book, in a Bible or something. We know what being done wrong is. All of us know that. How do we know it? God created us that way, or we evolved that way. Who cares? All of us are the same, whether we're an atheist or not an atheist, in the fact that we know we don't want someone doing us wrong. Wow, we can all agree on something. The whole world can agree on that. That's the basis of the World Fairness Agreement. It's that simple. It's only 4 pages long, and it's plenty. It doesn't need to be any longer. It doesn't have to be the words I use, but the idea of it. All the people need to understand what I'm trying to say. And what I'm trying to say is let's all agree to stop doing each other wrong. That's all we need to do. So we got to get the governments to do that and the religions to do that. We got to get the big power, the powers that be, all the different teams. We have to get them to agree to not do each other wrong. Russia's not going to do Ukraine wrong, and Ukraine's not going to do Russia wrong, and Israel's not going to do Palestine wrong, and Palestine's not going to do Israel wrong. The Palestinians. The Christians are not going to do the Jews wrong, and the Jews are not going to do the Christians wrong, and the Muslims and the Buddhists and the atheists and the Hindus and the Native American people, all of us can agree. Let's all agree to stop doing each other wrong, and we'll make it on the same day so that somebody doesn't get cheated because they agreed and the other people haven't agreed and they took their money, and now what? So it's on the day after Christmas. Merry Christmas.